everyone, welcome to day 17 of your 30-day Pilates challenge. Today is all about spinal mobility, so let's get started standing. I want you to stand at the top of your mat, feet about hip distance apart. We're going to start with an inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, soft bending your knees, roll your spine down, up and over. Keeping the knees bent at the bottom. I just want you to bend deeper into that plie. And then straighten the legs any amount. Bending the legs deeper into that plie position. And then extend the legs back up. Let's do one more like that, bending your knees in. Extend the legs up any amount. Tuck your hips, engage your core. Start to roll your spine up one vertebrae at a time. Your head is the very last thing that comes up. Inhale the arms to the ceiling. Exhale, roll down. Keep that soft bend in your knees. All the way to the bottom. Let's bend the legs 3 times, a little quicker. 3, for 2, 1. Have a soft bend in the knees. Tuck your hips, roll up. Really focus on this rounding through your lower back, scooping out from the abdominals. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, dive up and over. Have that same scoop here for the core as you lower. Let's bend your legs 3 times for 3. And stretch. 2. And up. 1 more. Bend and stretch. Scoop through your abdominals to roll up. All about that work through your core. Inhale the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale to lower. At the bottom, walk your feet open the distance of your mat. Let your head hang heavy. Grab opposite elbows. I want us to gently sway side to side. If you need to still have that soft bend in your knee, that's good too. I just want you to feel this sway. Start at the base of your spine, right at the tailbone, and then I just want you to feel that ripple through the low back, through the mid back, all the way up through the crown of your head. And then go ahead and just stop in center. Release your hands down to the mat. I want us to straighten our arms if they're bent. Reach your left hand over to the right. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Take that twist. Try to push that right shoulder back as much as possible. And then walk the hands over to the other side. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling into that twist. Pushing your left shoulder back. Bring your arms back down towards the mat. Walk your feet in together so the ankles are touching. I want you to lift up onto your toes. Bend your knees so you're in this tight ball-shaped position here. My head is pressing down towards my knees. I'm in this high forced arch position and I feel this stretch through the back of my neck. Now I'm going to lower my heels down, take a seat onto my mat, plant my feet onto the floor, and reach my arms forward. I'm going to start tucking my pelvis underneath me, rolling back. Just about as far back as I can still keep my feet onto the floor. And then I'm going to roll forward, restack my spine at the top. Exhale, tuck off my sits bones, rolling back. Diving forward, restack my spine. Continue that float, scooping off my sits bones. Scooping out from my abdominals, diving forward, restack my spine at the top. Let's do 2 more here. Tuck and roll back off your sits bones. Dive forward, shoulders over hips, and then restack the spine. Last one, tuck off your sits bones. Pause here, flex your feet, flip your palms to the ceiling. Deepen that scoop here from the core. Little pulses up and forward. Let's pulse up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue that roll up. Sit nice and tall. Straighten your legs, open them the width of the mat. Open your arms to a T. We're taking it into saw. Inhale, take a twist. Exhale, dive up and over. Restack your spine. And come back to center. Continue that flow. Rotate. Dive up and over. Restack your spine. and come to center. Continue moving through your saw. If you're just jumping in on day 16 and you're wondering how to break down this movement, I'd recommend going back to week 1 and I really break down all the foundational exercises so you know where you should be feeling them and what your proper form is. Restack your spine, come back to center, squeeze your legs together, reach your arms forward. Let's start to tuck your hips under, roll slowly all the way back down onto your mat. Reach the arms forward and take a rest at the bottom. Big stretch, arms reach overhead, toes pull forward. Let's go ahead and bring your hands onto the mat. Press your feet down to the floor. We're coming into an articulating bridge. On your exhale, tuck your pelvis, roll your hips off of the mat all the way up into your bridge. And then nice and slow, roll your spine down. Continue that movement here through your articulating bridge. Feel your thigh bones pushing forward, reaching past your kneecaps. Continue that reach forward of the thighs as you roll all the way back down. 2 more, tuck through your pelvis, roll up to your bridge. Keep pushing through the shoulders, roll your spine back down. We're gonna add on here. You're gonna tuck and roll up into your bridge. Similar to yesterday, but with an articulation, I want us to start to roll down on the right side of our spine. So you're tipping your hips to the right. You're rolling down on the right side of your spine only until your right sits bone touches the mat. Now tuck your pelvis, roll back up on the right side of your spine. Come back to neutral pelvis at the top. Tip your hips over to the left. Tuck and roll down on the left side of your spine. All the way till your hip touches. Then tuck through your pelvis, rolling up on the left side of the spine. Shift through neutral at the top. We're gonna shift to the right. Roll down on the right side of your spine. You should feel your left obliques working as you roll your hips back up and come to center. Tilt your hips to the left. As you roll down, squeeze through your right obliques. Again, your knees should be staying parallel. Now tuck your hips, roll up through the left side. Hips neutral, 1 more each side here. Tilt your hips to the right, roll down on the right side of the spine. Pushing still through both feet evenly as you roll up. Come through center, last time, tilt to the left. Press through the feet as you roll down. Squeeze from your right obliques to roll up. Come back through center. Push your hips a little higher and then roll all the way down through the center. Relax here. Open your arms to a T. Bring your legs up to the ceiling. Modification, you're in that tabletop position. On your inhale, let the legs twist over to the right. Exhale, pull the legs back to center. Inhale, the legs go over to the left. Exhale, you pull back through center. Continue that movement here. I want you to feel that lift from the hip to initiate that twist. So you're lifting your hip up and over, and then you're pulling in from your core to pull the legs back to center. Last 2. Last 1. Now I want us to tilt our legs over to the right. We're gonna come into corkscrew prep. Your legs circle forward, just a small circle, over to the left, and then they come back up to center. Now make sure your shoulders are staying on the mat. Tilt the legs over to the left. You're gonna circle the legs forward and down, over to the right, and then back up to center. And notice how slow I'm going. Let's keep this slow pace for today. So that way we can make sure we're really using our core muscles to circle your pelvis around. Circle the legs away. It doesn't have to be low. And uphold at the top. Bring your hands behind your head. Interlace the fingertips. Exhale up to your chest lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale, chest lifts. Inhale, chest lowers. Lift up and pause. Little tucks of the hips up to the ceiling. And up. We're trying to lift the legs and the hips from your core. We're lifting 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees into your chest and just rock your back side to side. All right, so it's all prep for an exercise we're gonna do momentarily. But before we come into that, I want us to take leg circles here. So you're gonna reach your right leg, or let's reach your left leg out to start. Hug the right knee into your chest. Extend your right leg up 3 times. 3, 2, 1. Keep your right leg up to the ceiling. Press your hands into a low V on the floor. Today, your hip can lift up for our single leg circles. So it's more about that mobility work. So we're gonna cross our right leg over the body. Your hip can lift off the mat. You're gonna circle the leg down, open it across to the right. Now the hip should be down and back up to the ceiling. So I'm gonna overcross my leg, lift my hip up, circle the leg down, squeeze my core as I circle the leg open and back up. Let's do just one more in that direction. Cross the body, circle around, squeeze my center, lift, let's reverse. Inhale, open. Exhale, across. Once the leg crosses the body, then my hip can lift. Anchor the hips, center. Inhale, open. Exhale, sweep the leg down. I cross the body, my hips will lift. And back up to center. Last one, inhale, open. Exhale, circle the leg, big circle around, lift your hip, come up through center, from your core, lower the leg down, pull the left leg into your chest, hugging that hamstring in. Extend that leg up 3 times for 3, 2, 1. Plant your hands onto the mat. Let's inhale, cross the body, left hip will lift, circle your left leg down and around, plant your hips back to the mat, circle back up. So you overcross the leg, lift the hip. Circle down, squeeze your core in tight as you open the leg and lift. Last one in that direction, cross, circle down, open and up, let's reverse. Inhale, open, pushing my pelvis down. Circle, I overcross, my hip rotates and lift. 2 more. Last one, shoulders are still pressing to the floor. And then hug the knees into your chest. We're gonna take it into rollover next. Modification, you're just gonna come into leg lowers. So your legs can lower down and the legs can lift up. Let's all find a position with our feet over hips, hands pressing onto the floor. Inhale, lower the legs, everyone. Exhale, lift the legs up. Maybe they start to come up and over into your rollover position. I want us to keep our legs together today as you start to roll your spine down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Staying nice and neutral through the middle. Let's do one more like that. Inhale the legs down. Exhale, up and over. From here, start to roll your spine back down with control. And then hug the knees in at the bottom. Now, you can either stay with either of those 2 options. So, the double leg lowers or your rollover. Option 3, we're going to take it into corkscrew. So this is what we've been prepping. So we're going to bring our legs up to the ceiling, hands onto the mat. You're going to inhale, lower your legs down. Exhale, up into your rollover. Legs come up and over. Now, in this rollover position, I want to think about, just like we did in our bridge, shift your weight slightly to the right, and now roll down on the right side of your spine only. So I'm rolling down on the right side of my spine, all the way till my right hip touches the mat. My left hip should be off the mat. I continue to circle my legs down and around, over to the left. Now I'm rolling up on the left side of my spine, and then coming to neutral at the top. At the top, shift your weight slightly over to the left. Roll down on the left side of your spine. You should be squeezing your left obliques. Once you're at the bottom, your left hip should be down, right hip should be up. You circle the legs down, over to the right, and then come up and over, shift back to center. Let's do one more each side. Shift to the right. Keep the toes reaching straight back. Roll down on the right side of your spine. Circle the legs around. To the left. Roll up on the left side of the spine. Come back to center. One more. Shift to the left. Still push both arms firmly into the floor. Circling the legs down and around. Over to the right. Roll up on the right side of the body. Come to center. Bring your hands behind your hips. Bend your knees. Take this plow pose here. Just relax into the stretch for a second. Really nice, everyone. Go ahead and bring your legs straight back behind you. Plant your hands back onto the mat. And let's slowly roll all the way back down. One vertebrae at a time. And then hug the knees into your chest. Let's rock your back out side to side. And then go ahead and start to roll forward and back a couple times. 2 more. Last one. And then go ahead and flip on over to all fours. We're going to take a cat-cow here to get into a little bit of spinal extension. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Inhale into the cow. Exhale into the cat. 2 more. Last one. Find a neutral spine. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Thread your right arm through, lower your shoulder onto the mat. You can either reach your left arm out in front of you, or you can circle and hook your left arm around into that bind. Wherever you are, just try to relax into this position. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Plant your left hand onto the mat. Reach your right arm back up to the ceiling. And lower that side down. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Take a twist, lower down onto your left shoulder. Option to reach the right arm in front of you, or circle your right arm around into that bind, pushing that right shoulder open. Bring that right arm up, lower it back onto the mat. Reach your left arm to the ceiling one more time. And back down and come to seated. You guys are done for the day. Really nice work. I will see you back tomorrow.